Hello everybody, welcome to Fire Force episode 15. We finally switched over, I guess, to the second half, even though we're over halfway. You know what I'm saying. We had a new opening. We had a new opening fire theatre bit. That was weird. We had... What else happened this week? That's like admin stuff. What else happened this week? Well, I guess we got introduced to two, well more than two, but two proper new characters. We got the scientist guy, Victor, who I didn't really like, and then Vulcan, who I liked a little bit more. Like, we'll get into it proper when we get into it. But yeah, also weird seeing Iris in regular clothes. And also she's like way more of an airhead than I thought she was. She's like pressing buttons and stuff. It was fine. It was weird. It's one thing. I feel like I don't really know a lot about most of the cast. Like, we've been with them this whole time, but I don't feel they've developed too much. Maybe that's just me that thinks that. They've not completely not developed, but I guess I wanted them to develop a bit more, or like maybe not even develop, but get to know them more. You know what I mean? But who knows? Maybe we'll be doing more this time. Anyway, let's crack on with the episode and see what happened and everything. Yeah, I'm just debating whether to talk about the opening now or during the episode. I'll talk about it during the episode. So we open up with the new opening fire bit, talking about the day of cataclysm. I'm like, that's new, that's different. Normally they talk about the thing that scares most people in this day and age. So, different thing, worth noting. Don't know what the day of cataclysm is. I'd assume it was the first Inferno or something. Or maybe I'm overthinking that. Who knows? We meet the white cloaked people. I say meet, we've met them already, but we see them. They're meeting about the recent events and, you know, basically the stuff that just happened and all that. And then the leader is Shinra's brother. We see him for the first time. His name is Sho, I believe. He has white hair. Analysis. But yeah, then we go back to the 8th. They've got a new recruit. He's called Victor, and I hate him. I just don't like him at all. Like, just, I don't trust him. He's clearly up to something. I don't know when. I assume we'll find out that after this current arc, or maybe while they're going to come back, and everything's going to have gone to hell. Who knows? But I don't like him. That's my input at the beginning, I guess. Then we get the new opening. Right. The new opening isn't necessarily bad. It's not really what I would listen to. But it really just doesn't fit, is my problem. Like, the stuff that... Maybe it'll grow on me, but like just from this first episode, it seemed like it was way too heavy rock. Not even just for the visuals, but like just for this show in general. I'll probably watch it again later and I'll probably think it's fine. But as of right now, I was like watching it like... This is kind of weird, this. It felt a bit too heavy, if that makes any sense. I hope people agree with me, otherwise I'm going to get castrated, but that's fine. I hate Victor. Mentioned that already. I'm just checking my notes. Yeah, I hate Victor. They're trying to recruit a new engineer. This is the 8th still now. His name, and they recruit an engineer called Vulcan, but then Hibana's there as well, and she's like, nah, no one can recruit him. So the captain sends Shinra, Arthur, and Iris. Don't know why them three particular, I guess because they're the youngest, maybe? Although Tanaki's like the same age. Where was she there? I don't even remember. Has she gone home? She might have gone home. Or she just wasn't present. I don't remember. Was she there? Oh, okay, I don't care. I don't care. If she's not there, like, we'd have to deal with any obnoxious fan service. But, so that's good, I guess. And then at the end of Victor is like internal monologuing about something. So he's clearly got some ulterior motives, because he's I mean, look at him. He looks like, in Mighty Number 9, he looks like the professor guy. And I can't remember his name, because that game sucks. But that's what he looks like. Just more evil. Hopefully I'm right, and he's not just an alright guy, because then I look like a jerk. So the three of them head to the guy's house. I've forgotten the guy's name. Vulcan. His house. It's in the middle of like a junkyard. It's not a junkyard, though. It's just stuff he's made. But it looks like a junkyard. It's the gist of it. And as they try and come in, open the door, whatever, stuff gets thrown at them. Stuff, it's like not juice cartons, like cans. They're cans, not cartons. Stuff thrown at them. So they're like, oh, I guess we'll go home. The apprentice rolls up. That's right, Lord Alan Sugar. No, it's just his apprentice. He's got a bandage on his head, I assume from having tin cans thrown at his head, because they hurt. They're not tin cans, they're like drink cans. They still probably hurt. He still won't talk to them. So the apprentice is like, hey, okay, I'll hear you out. And so he tells them a little bit, he's like, hey, none of the merchants will give their supplies to him anymore because of Hajime, which is like the big old corporation. It's a whole thing. Then he lets them in his house, so the apprentice lets them into Vulcan's house, and they have a little bit of back and forth in there. There's someone else outside, so Vulcan goes to deal with it. It's the captain of the third, whose name I haven't written down. You think I probably should have. He's out there, and then they're talking to each other. He's the one that's messing with Vulcan, like, got all the other people to stop dealing with him. Vulcan also thinks that he's responsible for the deaths of his dad and his granddad. That's a pretty heavy thing. Also, like, the government should work on the Fire Force, because all of them so far have had something bad about them. Not the 7th, they were alright, actually. The other ones have all had some sort of internal traitor or just morally bad person. So, maybe do something about that government, you know. I don't trust the government, I think they're the bad guys. They seem to know each other from before. We learn more about that a bit later on, but as of right now, didn't know anything about it. And he calls his dream stupid, and all I'm thinking is nobody's allowed to call my dream stupid except from me. If you understand that reference, good. You know, you are a man of good taste. Let's go with that. But yeah, so I guess the one we're dealing with this time is going to be the third. So who have we dealt with? We dealt with the first, dealt with the 7th, and the 5th, and then this is the third. Really, I think. I mean, I'll talk about it a bit more at the end, but I think that the white-clad people might be the good guys, in a weird sort of backwards way. Maybe I'm completely wrong there. Maybe not the good guys, but they're not as evil as they look. Maybe I'm putting way too much stock and thought into this, but that's just what I'm thinking. After that whole debacle outside, Vulcan comes back in. Shinra basically explains why the 8th is different and everything. Like, hey, we're actually good people, unlike the rest of them. The others, while they're trying to have this serious conversation, I thought it was quite funny. The others are just messing with things. Like, Arthur's made a rabbit thing pee. Maybe it wasn't a rabbit, I don't remember. Iris just keeps pushing buttons. Like, just, oh, red button. Like, are you that airheaded? I don't remember you being that much of an airhead. Like, I mean, I guess we haven't seen her for a while because she wasn't involved in the last arc, but who knows? Also, they never really mentioned what was going on when Hibana was redecorating the 8th. They never really addressed that. I guess that was a one-off comedy bit. Love them. Then he shows them all a hologram. Well, it's a hologram of a bunch of animals. A lot of animals pop out. There's a whale. There's an elephant. There's birds. There's a lot of them. Which are now apparently elephants are extinct now, so that's, you know, elephants are cool. Dumbo, he's the only elephant I can think of is Dumbo, but there's probably others. Basically, he's like, I want to create an energy source, not because they was like Amaterasu, which is the one that you got at the moment. That supplies energy for the people. He wants to supply energy to the world itself, like all the animals, all the plants, I assume, everything. I'm like, that's a good goal, and Shinra thinks the same. He's like, you would fit in just fine with our misfit crew of justice guys. I don't know what to call them. I could have thought of a better name. He still doesn't want to go with them though, and he goes inside. Then the girl who was with him, I didn't mention her before, she gives her backstory. It's like, he saved me when I had nowhere to go. Basically the stuff you sort of expect. His dad and his granddad both became Infernals at the exact same time, which is, you know, he was told it was the thing that happens a lot, but we know better. We know it was an insect thing, don't we? So the thinking is that the captain of the third, who was the apprentice alongside his dad of his granddad. So his granddad to his apprentices, it was his dad, and then the captain of the third. After this happened, captain of the third left to become a fireman. Not a fireman, but you know what I mean. And the family is also being connected to Hajime from the beginning, he says, or for a long time, he says as well. And then, you know, they're about to leave. It's like, all right, nothing we can do. Shinra gets weird glitch vision again. I don't really know what to call it. And he hears the man of the third to say, oh, well, let's kill Vulcan then. So the third is going to try and kill Vulcan. And then the ones of the 8th that are there are going to have to try and stop it somehow. Although Iris doesn't do much fighting. So that's Arthur and Shinra. Although, maybe they could just throw tin cans at them. You know, that's pretty efficient. But yeah, already I think I'm liking this more than the previous arc. Sort of just because, I don't really know. Maybe because it's I don't know. You know, it's a weird thing. I'm getting the gist. Maybe it's because I feel like he's going to be more of a main character of Vulcan, whereas the one before he's like a in the middle of like a side. He's like there. Like we've got main, we've got side. He's like in the middle. Maybe that's just me though. Okay, well, thank you everybody for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, consider subscribing and liking and commenting and all those other good things that YouTube likes. I will see you in the next week for another episode of this, and bye guys.